It's your man DJ Heartbreaker, HB Radio, LV.com, The Function Mix, XOA. And we have a very special guest in the building. First, before he speaks, let me give you an amazing intro, bro. In my opinion, truthfully, one of the best performers. I'm going to call you an artist. I'm not going to call you a rapper. I'm not going to put you in a box. Probably one of the best artists that has not been signed yet out of Las Vegas. Period. End of story. And anybody that wants to argue can most definitely call me. My dude, Mike Xavier, is in the building. Yes. Mike, what's up, man?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Oh, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah. For the people that don't know who you are, and this is their first time hearing about you, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Mike Xavier. I'm originally from LA, but I moved to Vegas in late 2015, and I started, working hard at getting my name out there in April 2016. And Vegas has shown me a whole lot of love, man. So everything's changed with the amount of love that Vegas has shown me thus far. So I'm grateful.
Well, I got to put a funny in here real quick. I saw this meme earlier she showed me earlier. The meme is that we put a shitty California football team here. Mm-hmm. We have California traffic already. Minus the good weather, we are the shitty California. So you really didn't move from California. I want to go to California with you real quick and talk about the beginning. You were an Uber driver, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you being an Uber driver, the people that came in the car, you would rap to them?
Yeah, so I would be driving around, right? This is how the whole thing started. I'll try to make a quick story, but so one night I was driving and I met this guy, and it was about to be an hour-long drive, man. Cool cat, I still talk to him and whatnot, but it was about to be an hour-long drive, and then we started talking about this show called House of Cards. That's what it was about.
Okay.
And so, because when you got a long drive like that, you just start to have conversation. You know what I mean?
Right. About
so,
whatever.
And it was his birthday too, so he was hype. So we started talking about House of Cards, and then I had told him that I DJ, because I DJ for a lot of years too. Actually, out in LA, I was DJing for like 6-7 years.
We can battle one of these days, man.
So then I was like, I told him about that, and then we started talking about music, and then I had told him that I was, that I would write too, and I was writing songs, whatever. And so he was like, show me something, because that's what everybody says. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I tell him that. So then he was like, show me something. But I hadn't recorded anything at the time because I was just writing songs. So then I had the instrumentals, and I had just rapped over the instrumentals that I had just live in the car or whatever. And he was recording some, and then he was hype, right? He would be gassing you up and stuff, so he was real hype. And then he was like, listen, man, I want you to come to the studio, because they had the studio in Hollywood Hills. And then he was showing me all these pictures and video of this place that was in the hills, and then they had Pharrell there, and they said Justin Timberlake had recorded some songs there and stuff like that. So he was gassing it real nice, So then I was like, he was like, I'm gonna have you come up there tonight, because I'm gonna go over there. And I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll believe it when I see it. Hit me up.
Right.
And then so I'm just rolling, and then it was probably, at the time he hit me up, it was late. It was like 9-10 o'clock, whatever, at that time. So I was like, he's not even gonna hit me up anyways, right? But he hits me up like 10 o'clock, and then he was like, hey, come to the studio. But then he's like, hold on, because they were in the background with whoever owned the place, whatever, and they were real hesitant to have me up there. So then he was like, hey, he came back to the phone because he put me on hold, and then he was like, they want to know if you have any samples or demos or something, you know what I'm saying?
Right, for them to hear.
Right.
They want a prerequisite before you walk in the building.
So then he was like, I'm like, nah, man, we're on the phone. I'm like, nah, I don't got nothing. I had just dropped somebody off. And I was like, I don't got nothing recorded. That's why I was just doing it for you the way I did it earlier. I don't got anything, But I could do it live if you want, whatever. And then he was like, hold on, man. So then he put me back on hold. And then he came back like a few minutes later, whatever, and he was like, all right, man, just come through.
Right.
And he texted me the address, and I Googled it to try to figure out where I'm going. But it really was all up in the hills and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, that gotta be cool. So I roll over there, and then when I get there, it's a real tight setup, They got this room, this like a back house. It's like 2 stories, and then it's just a studio on the bottom and then the studio on top, So I go up there. It's him and his girl. and 2 other guys, and they're chilling. They're like, here, have some wine. You know what I'm saying? This is all new to me because I'm not living good at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is cool. You know, a little break. But anyways, I did like 10 songs that I had written at the time, and I just did them. You know, and then they were real hype, and they were really feeling it. But you could tell, you know, that they were really feeling it. So then I was like, all right, you know, let me share with other people. So then I started that same night when I got back in the car and I was driving. I showed some other people, and then they were feeling it too, you know.
Yeah.
And then
So
from
they
there,
recorded
it just kept
it
feeling.
for you?
Nah. So we never recorded anything there. We recorded one demo,
that's
but
what I was gonna ask. Like,
nothing ever happened there.
No.
We recorded one demo that and then that one I had, and I would show everybody that one too,
Right.
and then they would, you know, start crying and stuff, because it was just real life stuff, because I was
Right.
really
Right.
going through that.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're still talking about that, and that's what I love so much about you, bro, as an artist, is that we were talking about this in the car on the way over to the station tonight. The fact that you are rapping about, no matter whether you're in a good space or you're not in a good space currently, you're still talking about the come up instead of, I'm sorry, not the come up, but the, you know, the hardship.
Right.
Instead of the
That
come
comes
up.
with before.
Yeah, most definitely. Most people don't want to ever show that side of them. They want to show the money. They
All
want to
the-
show the
yeah.
cars and
Mhm.
the. I like that. You know, I like people that are humble in their music and talk about something different.
Right.
You know, I gotta ask this question. I don't want to, you know, but were you at the time of being an Uber driver? Were you homeless? Was that pre or post?
That was pre.
Okay.
No. That was post. That was right after I didn't, you know, have nowhere to go, man. So what happened was I was doing good, and then everything just fell apart, basically, you know. And I was in a bad situation, and I needed a change in, you know, my situation or whatever. And so at that point, I was trying to get money to get a spot. Like, I had a car. I always wondered this too. Like, if people are like, how's he homeless but he has a car? I always wonder that, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
to answer that question, what happened was I was straight. I already had a car and all that in the house, you know, I was cool. But I lost everything else, but I still had the car. So luckily I was able to somewhat stay afloat, you know, at least get a little money by driving for Uber. And I was driving for Uber and Lyft, but I didn't have.
Which one is better though?
Lyft's better. Yeah, for sure. Uber, to break it down for anybody interested. So Uber's cool, right? You'll get a lot of rides with Uber, but with Lyft, you get better quality rides. So like
Not
you
the
could
crazy
do
people.
So I need
Yeah.
to make a song instead of Uber everywhere. I need a Lyft.
Lyft everywhere. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. Like I drove a lot for Lyft back then. I did meet the particular guy in an Uber though, who you know, sparked everything. But
Right.
but yeah, man. So when I was trying to save money to get a spot, but I'm in LA. You know what I'm saying? So like in LA, you're talking thousands of dollars to
Right.
get
Super
into a spot.
expensive to live.
Yeah.
You know, like
Even a studio.
Oh yeah, like all the place, and then I got to factor into that. Like I got my son, and you know I'm trying to factor in like the school system and everything like that, and
Right.
like it's just crazy. It just wasn't.
At this time, how old is he?
He was 5.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, he was 5.
You know, for all the people listening out there, and the millions that are going to watch this later on, don't ever doubt yourself. It can
Never.
happen. It can happen.
Yeah, and you know
Can
what?
happen, for
it's
sure.
crazy too, man, because
Hits me every time, man. I'm over here like about to need a Kleenex or something.
I'll tell you this, man. When I was in this park in LA that I used to go to kind of like free my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it was depressing, man. You know, and I had my son, and it just was not. It was like the worst things have ever been. You know.
Right.
And so, and I always used to tell him, and I felt bad too, because I would be trying to tell him like, you know, it's gonna be all right. You know, remember right now how it is.
Right.
Because it won't always be like this, but it was bad. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, just remember it. So then, when we come up again, you appreciate, you know, the newer things that we get and how life gets better.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't take it for granted.
Yeah,
you
most
don't take it
definitely.
for granted, because it's easy to get like that, and so it was so difficult at the time. And I remember I was walking around at the park one time, and I always used to go there just so I could get out and just walk around and just listen to music and free my mind. But I remember thinking one night, I was like, man, this is not.
But truthfully
how it's supposed
speaking,
to be.
moments like that in your life are definitions. Like, will truly define who you are as a person.
Right.
Whether you have $10 million in the bank or you have $50 in the bank, that's who you'll remain to be for the rest of your life.
And it must have been hard trying to explain to a 5-year-old, you know,
Right.
the situation. So
Right.
how was that?
You know, my son Jalen Ty, he's a smart kid, so with him I try to just speak to him logically, so he just understands the way things are and not sugarcoat it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, this is what it is right now, but just remember it, you know, because I wanted him to take it in, because obviously I didn't like the fact we were in the situation, but I wanted him to, you know, I'm almost like glad that he had that experience too, so that he knows, because he'll remember that forever. Like, I had hard times coming up, and you talk about how, you know, you don't want kids to go through that and stuff like that, but at the same time it teaches them life lessons.
It's character building, for sure.
It's character.
Yeah. Okay, so 2015, you move out here. Your sister lives out here.
Right.
And you move in with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, please explain the process, the music. You were working the downtown scene, or were you just walking around?
Like when I first started getting out to music?
Spreading the music.
So when I first went out, finally, man, because I didn't do anything. When I first got out here for like 6 months, I didn't do anything.
Right.
I stayed at my sister's house for 2 weeks until I was able to get my place that I'm at now. And then I didn't do anything because I was broke, man. Broke. I have no money. So I didn't do anything. And then eventually, like, it was like during the summer of the following year, or like it was like a spring break, something like that. And my son had went with his mom to California for 2 weeks, something like that. And then at that point, I was like, fine, let me go out, because I wouldn't do anything, you know what I'm saying? Let me just go try to get into the music. So I went to an open mic. The very first open mic I went to had like probably like 6-7 people, man. And so for me, that was different, because I was used to going in LA, and my son used to, like, people look at him now like it's kind of cool, because like he'll perform with me. He performed at Brooklyn Bowl with me and all these spots. But when we were in LA, when he was 5, he performed at this open mic with me with like 300 people.
Wow.
And he went, and just like everybody else, we waited there for like 2.5 hours. We got there at 5, and they didn't start doing the signups until 7:30, because you got to get there early, because there's hundreds of people literally trying to sign up.
Right.
And so he went.
It's a different kind of scene out there.
It's a different kind of scene, but he stayed there for the 2.5 hours with me, to wait just like everybody else. He wrote his name on there, and he went up there and he did his thing. I still got the video.
He sounds so amazing.
It's really dope, but like, yeah, he went and did his thing. So I'm used to like 300 people, you know?
Right.
So I come out here, and then there was like 6-7 people. And I was like, man, that's crazy,
It's
man.
hard.
It's different.
I feel like it's hard in Las Vegas because a lot of people don't support other people out here. Like,
but that's really the way it is in every city, you know. We're from Vegas, and we say that about when we go to open mics here in Vegas, but I'm sure in California, I'm sure in New York, I'm sure in, wherever you're from, they say, nobody shows love in my own city. It usually is like that. When you go to someone else's city, though, and you're from a different one, they show more love, and that's what it is.
Right. And with me, it's like, for me personally, I feel blessed, because whenever I go, wherever, they always show me a lot of love. And like, being from Vegas, I hear other people say they're not getting love, and that I can't understand, because Vegas shows me a lot of love, But then when I go to LA, even when I went back, they show me a lot of love. And I was out in San Francisco, and they were showing me a lot of love. So wherever I go, I get love, which I'm grateful for. But I think it's all in like how you connect with people,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna touch on the first time I met you. Okay. I walked by this photo shoot, and I heard this music playing. I go into the room next door, and I'm like, I was kind of annoyed at first. I was like, the bass is hitting hard, and I was like, man. Then I went out into the hallway, and I'm listening to the music. I'm like, I'm a DJ. What is that? Like, I don't know what that is. So I walked in the room, and I introduced myself to you. So I was like, who is this? Like, is this J. Cole? He looked at me crazy, but it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instant fan, man. The show that you had at Bunkhouse, I'd say a little under a year ago?
August 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
That was a popping show, man. That was a great show.
It was amazing.
Yeah. A big turnout, too.
I've never in my entire career stood where fans stand. I'm usually on stage.
Oh, I got you.
Behind a DJ booth, or I'm backstage, or I'm on the side of the stage. And I didn't think I was going to be able to hang. But I stood there for the entire show, from the openers all the way until, you headlining. It was absolutely amazing. I've never seen an independent artist with a live band do it the way you did it.
Thank you, man. A
It
lot
was-
of work, and we do it a lot better now too. That's what's crazy too. Is like then you grow as an artist and as a performer. So even back then, like we thought we were killing it, and it was a great show at the time. But now compared to how we're doing it now, it's like so the performance is so much more enhanced now than it was then. So
That's what it's all about, growing.
Yeah.
So what year was Visionary out?
17. I kind of put it out like in pieces,
Okay.
and then I just kind of finalized it and put it out last year, actually, like early last year.
Okay.
And then I put out Resilience August 4th
Okay.
last year.
And then so last week you put out Old School Vibes.
Yeah.
Can you go into depth about what you're talking about on this album versus what you were talking about Resilience and on the other?
So Resilience, I feel like that was like a more personal album,
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 5 songs, but like you had Speak My Piece, what kind of just touched on a little bit of everything, which is hence to Speak My Piece, whatever, just how I feel about it. And then Nothing But Love and Mama, Sing Along. I mean, they're all personal records. With Old School Vibes, it's more of like songs I feel other people need to hear right now. I feel like on Resilience, those are songs that I needed to like get out to just put some more personal music out there. And then with Old School Vibes, it's more of like you got a song like Smile on there, which is like talking to somebody's what they're going through, and Cool Again. And then like Try as a personal record. I want to make that more personal. So all that stuff is my life, what I was going through.
Most definitely.
And then Complaining, I wonder how people were gonna react to like Complaining, But I feel like when I listen to it, I feel like people are gonna relate to a lot of what I'm talking about on there, because it's like anybody else. Like you feel people complain about these same things too.
Right. I mean, I'm in a Taco Bell line on a daily basis trying to order my food, and I'm like, this lady behind me, man, knock it off, man.
And you know what I did too is when I say I try to make these songs about what people need to hear, I also asked a lot of questions on like Facebook and Instagram, like what do you guys think should be talked about? What do you guys think people complain about?
You're gonna continue to do that in your career?
Yeah, of course. As long as I can, man. Like the whole social media thing right now for me, it's like it takes a lot of time because I try to respond to everybody, and it's getting more and more, I get more and more engagement. And it's funny because like last time when I was interviewing with you guys, I was trying to make this point of where it's like it's cool to be able to talk to people right now and just conversate and be like talk to them after the shows and reply to the messages, because like obviously once you get higher and higher, it's too much to do, what I mean?
Right.
And so it's cool. The journey is everything right now. So to be able to connect with people the way I am right now and respond to people, and they even get surprised when I respond to them right now. You know what I'm saying? And like that's a trip to me, but it's like I know at one point it's just too much to do. So
well, that's how I know
that's
that's how I know I'm your brother for life.
Yeah,
I got the instant text back. Listen,
definitely.
Can you go into telling us how you got onto Life is Beautiful?
Yeah,
that's huge, man.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful for the opportunity, man. And I was telling the people at Life is Beautiful too, when even beforehand when I was trying to get onto it and trying to make it make sense for me to be on it. But even when it finally came to this realization of it being a reality, I was like, this is bigger than me, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are following my journey. And so when they see me accomplishing things, it's like a win for everybody, because it just gives them more energy and more inspiration for them to keep on going in their own personal journeys. So they see me win and they're like, all right, cool, man. Like I could do it. I always preach to everybody, like, if I could do it, then you could do it,
Yeah.
So I would always emphasize that it's like my accomplishments are bigger than me and what I'm doing. It's like my son sees it, the people in my circle see it, the people that are following my journey, they see it and they get inspired. And so it's like, it's a big thing. I'm trying to win for everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. Before you head out, can you let everybody know where they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter under Mike Xavier Music, MikeXavier Music. And
your music is everywhere.
The music is everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud. Follow me on Spotify, for those listening, and just keep working hard, man. One message I always try to put out there to people is that hard work and consistency pays off for sure, and that if you take anything away from whatever I'm doing, and my mission is just to follow your own dreams and keep going, because I feel like we're the only people that can hold us back. We put limitations on ourselves, you know. And like when I was it's crazy because thinking about the turnaround, I was doing all these open mics, and just last week I was headlining the House of Blues, and it's crazy to be up on the stage. And
1,900 people.
There's a lot of people coming through, man, and it's a big thing, man. So follow your dreams. It's kind of surreal to see it all come together.
You know, we don't talk much, and that's because you're a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. We got our own different things going on. But I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day about you. The story is, I saw Wiz Khalifa's very first concert here in Las Vegas. I don't know if a lot of people, I know it was sold out, but I don't know if you were one of the people that went, but it was out the House of Blues.
Right.
Sold out, 1,900 people. And this is when Wiz didn't have dreads, and you know, I think it was probably the best Wiz we ever heard. You know, talking about cushion orange juice and cabin fever. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop fangirling real quick, but the fact that you sold House of Blues out, the same venue that Wiz did, it's just humble moments for you, man.
I didn't sell at House of Blues, just to be clear about that. It was a big brew fest,
I
but
know.
The fact that
come on, man. Let me get
there.
that to you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But the main thing is just like, it's crazy to see where you start at and where you end up at.
Always.
You know? It's like it keeps getting bigger and bigger the harder you work and the more consistent you are. And it's kind of a trip to take in because it's something to get used to. You got to get used to it.
For sure.
Yeah, it's surreal.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, Mike Xavier in studio. Thank you so much, bro, for stopping by. We appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully you'll come back throughout your journey and share all your experiences with us, man.
Yes. Definitely.